Hello, welcome back. This is Ty Tribble, and you are participating in MLM Blog Secrets. This is the Creating Great Content section, and I got to be very honest and upfront with you. The first section of MLM Blog Secrets was really painstaking for me because it was really all about the bells and getting your blog set up properly, which to me is not the fun part about blogging. The fun part is creating great content and then driving traffic to that great content so that you see the results of your labor, the fruits of your labor. So having said that, you just went through the toughest part of getting your blog going, and now if you stay consistent, this will be smooth sailing for you. So having said that, again, it was as difficult as it was for you to go through that content, it was difficult for me to make it too. So we're going to have a lot more fun moving forward. So let's get started here. Creating great content within your WordPress marketing hub. It has a lot to do with several different points. Number one, make great content the top priority while remembering the purpose of your blog. And what I mean by that is you want to have content on your site that attracts the right type of people. But you also have to remember the purpose of your blog is to create leads and make money and sponsor people in your business. So you've kind of got to take all of that in consideration. You could create some great content that really have nothing to do with your potential to create leads, make money, and sponsor people, and it would be a waste of your time. So we want to create great content right within our niche that makes a lot of sense, that will attract the right people that we're looking for. Second thing is your content should reflect who you are and who you want to become as a trusted advisor and thought leader within your niche. So, a lot of times blogs, there can be times when you want to write things that are a little bit out there, that might attract attention, but it's not who you want to be in terms of becoming a trusted leader and advisor. I'm not saying pull punches, because the reality is our industry, there are issues within it, and Ann Sieg has certainly been someone who's exposed those type of issues. I've been exposing those type of issues over the last 6-7 years on my blog, and I've taken a lot of heat from it. I've frankly ticked a lot of people off, but I'm always looking to tell the truth. So keep cognizant of what you're looking to do and who you're looking to attract. Again, a WordPress marketing hub, a home base for you online, you may want to write differently than you might a generic network marketing blog like mlmblog.net. You'll see a great difference between tytribble.com and mlmblog.net. Again, those are two different sites, both WordPress sites, but the purpose of them are a little bit different. Like I said, mlmblog.net is more of an industry news source, opinions related to the industry of network marketing, kind of exposing the good, the bad, and the ugly out there. So just keep that in mind as you look to create great content. Okay, study other top blogs, especially within your niche. Here's the thing. You're going to get good at this by doing it, number one, and by two, just seeing what other people are doing out there. This is an important piece of the puzzle. Okay? Keep a notebook with your blog ideas. I have a, what do they call it, like a moleskin type notebook that sits on my desk at all times. Whenever I travel, I keep it with me. And if I get an idea related to blogging, like a post I want to do, I might be having a conversation with someone on an airplane, sitting there and talking to the business person next to me. And you know what? An idea might come to mind based on that conversation. I'm going to say, "Excuse me, just one second. I'm a blogger, and what we just talked about, sparked an idea. I'm going to get back to you just a second. Let me write down that idea in my notepad here, and then we'll get back to our conversation if you don't mind. I appreciate it. Blog ideas are sometimes hard to come by, so could get them in any area of your life, which we'll talk about in the future. But keep that notebook. And consistency is the absolute key when it comes to your blog. I'm going to talk about this again probably multiple times throughout this training, but consistency is the key. And now the cool thing about how you can set up your blog is that it's not necessary to do it every single day. You could be blog time Sunday night, create all your blog posts, get your ideas throughout the week, and then create all your blog posts on a Sunday night when everything else is downtime. So keep that in mind. The great thing about a blog is you can schedule your posts, so you could be doing them. I highly recommend from a network marketer's perspective that you do this blogging when your prospects are sleeping. In other words, don't take time from the things that pay you now, which are sponsoring people and building your team, to learn this new thing about blogging. Do that in your off time, okay? All right, more on creating great content. The fundamentals of a blog post. Number one is 150 to 250 words. People kind of get crazy. I would not go much less than 100 words. I think that's about as low as you want to go. I had someone suggest a blog that I'm including in a kind of a blog aggregator for the network marketing industry. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But aggregator is simply a place where you can find a bunch of different information on a particular subject, which is kind of cool, related to syndication of blogs. But anyways, that's a whole nother story, which we'll get to later on in this presentation right here, so you won't have to wait too long. So would not go much less than 100 words. I had someone send me a blog the other day, literally 20-word posts, a bunch of them, and it was just, there was no content there, so it wasn't really worth my time to include that in the aggregator site or to read it myself. So a good number of words is 150 to 250 words, not less than 100. You could go up to 400 or 500 words sometimes, but keep in mind that this is the microwave society of today. They want good quality content compacted as much as possible. It'll keep your readers coming back for more and more. Okay, so let's see here. Include an image in every single post you do. You would be surprised at how much search engine content or search engine traffic that I get as a result of images. People search Google Images. If you name your images correctly, which I always name my image something to do with the blog post, as long as it relates to that, you'd be surprised how much traffic you might get from those Google Images. I remember one time writing a blog post at a work at home dad blog that I had, and I was just kind of keeping up to date on just things that came across my desk, and I wrote a post about Kirstie Alley having lost a second grader or something like that, and she's since gained it back and lost it again. I think she's kind of like the up and down yo-yo when it comes to weight loss, but I posted a picture of her from the Oprah show, and that thing got massive amounts of traffic on to my site. And then the great thing about it is they saw the image, and then they would read some of the other things associated with that blog. So including an image is vital. Next, categories. Always have a category. Your categories will start out by being uncategorized, and I highly recommend that you find a category for each individual blog post. This can take some thought in advance. And in MLM blog code, we're going to go into some advanced ideas about categories and how that relates to SEO. And there's some tactics to use with regards to categories. But overall, make sure, from the getting started perspective, which is the MLM blog secrets section, you just make sure you have a category, okay? And name them something that makes sense. Tags are vital. Again, MLM blog code will go into this at even more depth, but think about, essentially tags are keywords associated with your blog post. So if you wrote a post about great tasting coffee, one of your tags might be Starbucks. One of your tags might be the type of coffee that was there, the coffee bean or something along those lines, maybe coffee beans. Whatever the keywords mixed throughout your post are, then you want to use those as tags. And again, in MLM blog code, we'll get into some more in-depth things related to tags and how you can use them for search engine optimization. Let's talk about this concept called SEO and HEO. Now, most people on here, well, I wouldn't say most people, who knows? I mean, we have the great thing about MLM Blog Secrets is it is for everyone. Everyone has an opportunity to learn what this is all about, whether you have no experience online or a ton of experience. And so SEO is search engine optimization. That's, how do I describe this? The best way to describe it is you're really working to create content that makes sense for search engines. And there's a lot of ways to do this, but I'm going to recommend that you think about let's start here. It's as simple as thinking about what people might search for in your niche. And again, in MLM blog code, we're going to get into a lot of things on long tail keywords and things of that nature, and we're going to talk more about SEO in the driving traffic to your site. But it's important when you're building a blog post to think about SEO, to think about the keywords that you might use within your blog headline and then within your content area as well too. So if you have a particular keyword that you're focusing on, say the name of a company, and you have 250 words in your blog post, then you're probably going to want to use the name of that company in the headline and maybe a couple of times throughout the content, so that you can effectively make sure that Google realizes what that post is about. So big deal there, SEO. Again, we'll get into a lot more depth in SEO in MLM blog code, which is the kind of the grandfather of MLM blog secrets. MLM blog secrets is really the introductory course, and MLM blog code is where you're going to go next if this is an area that you want to pursue. Okay, HEO. Most people have no idea what HEO, and this stands for Human Emotion Optimization. What I mean by that is that this goes back to the old school of marketing and advertising, and here are three key elements to creating a great blog post from a human emotion optimization standpoint. So number one is curiosity. Okay, you want to craft your headlines and your blog post to create a sense of intrigue and curiosity. So maybe in your headline you might leave it so that you provide enough information so that people are curious enough to read the post. That's really the fundamental purpose of the headline, is to get people to read more. News. Report news that people are interested in. When you can piggyback your topic on on something relevant, a breaking news story, then you have a high likelihood to not only attract some human interest but also search engine interest. I just did this not too long ago. There was a particular story that I came across and did a blog post. I didn't have a ton of information on it, but a lot of times what you might consider doing is asking questions. If you hear a bit of news about your niche market, but you don't have anything solid to report, you don't have anything solid to say about it yet, maybe ask a question. What do the readers think about this? And have you heard anything about it? And write a little bit of information on what you think might be transpiring, but really open it up for comments, and that's gonna get the intrigue of the reader to participate, as well as the search engines. If that story truly hits big, and like it's happened to me dozens and dozens and dozens of times, then your massive spike in traffic is amazing. Especially you land 1, 2, 3 on Google as a result of kind of being first to the game. Lastly is self-interest. Speak to the desires, fears, needs, and emotional triggers of your reader. Ask this, okay, when you're writing a blog post, what's in it for the reader? Because when you do that, you're gonna bring something on an emotional level your hope is to really create a frenzy of people, posting comments, a frenzy of people posting your blog posts on social media sites and bookmarking it and all kinds of stuff like that. So having them come back because, wow, that blog post was so intriguing, they want to come back the next day to see what you write. Okay? So that's a little bit on SEO and HEO. Okay, I know this is a big slide here. This is all about socially proven content. There's two types of content that I'm going to teach you to post on your blog. One is socially proven content, also known as other people's content. I think I refer to it as OPC in the in the whiteboard session that you got initially as a result of opting in and checking out this program. And so the other type of content is your personal content, or YC, I think I referred to it, your content. And so here's a bunch of different areas that you can use to find content. And we're going to go through this click by click, so you don't have to worry about taking notes here. I'll also include these links in the cheat sheet, so you don't have to worry about it too much, but I thought I'd run through these real quick. So popurls.com is a site where all of the most popular URLs from the day are posted. So in other words, you can get headlines and news and buzz information. It's a great place to gather something and get ideas for your blog. And it's a great place to find socially proven content that people are already excited about, already talking about, and we'll teach you how to repurpose that a little bit. All top is simply the top blogs on a particular subject. They're put in there by hand. That is a great sized site to find socially proven content. I find a lot of stuff there. The Renegade Pro blog, okay? This is a place where you're going to get expert information, expert advice from the whole Renegade team. I'll be posting on there. I know Ann Sieg posts on there. There's a lot of other experts that post information there. Okay, MLM Blog.net. That's probably the longest running MLM blog in the world. It is one of the top sites when it comes to. It's probably the #1 blog on the subject of network marketing. And it is a site that will. It's typically up to date with information on a very regular basis. So you can go there and there's archives, oh my gosh, years of archives that you can pull down ideas from. MLM URLs is a new site that is really an aggregator, very similar to Pop URLs or Alltop, but all related to MLM. I frankly created that site so that you would have a place to go to find socially proven content. So this is a big bonus for you, MLMURLs.com. Then there's Google. There's news feeds and blog search, and in the click by click I'll dig in and show you some of those, because those are big ones. I'm not going to go into every single one of these in the click by click, but I will go into a few of them and teach you how to find different information. Technorati tags. If you just search for Technorati, you'll find it's basically kind of like a blog search engine, and there's particular tags. If you have a particular niche, you can search for those tags in that search engine. Okay, Yahoo Buzz Index. This is where again, you just search Google for Yahoo Buzz Index and you'll find a lot of the top stories. Twitter trending section. You'll see what people are talking about on Twitter. Okay, blog post and blog pulse. I'm sorry, another kind of a blog search engine. Same with Ice Rocket. Stumble Upon is articles and blog posts, kind of that people stumble upon, and you can get in there and see a lot of the updated information, as well as Dig. Dig is making a comeback, I believe, and it was so popular not too long ago, and then it kind of slid a little bit, but I think they're making a nice big comeback. But you can always find interesting content to post at Dig. Okay. Now, here's a little bit more information in terms of other people's content. Okay, how to post it. This is a big deal. You cannot just copy someone's content and post it up on your blog and stay around in business very long, because you will alienate people, and you will actually probably do more damage. You might get some traffic, but overall you're going to do damage to your reputation, because you're essentially stealing that content. But there's a sneaky way to, I'm not saying it's sneaky, it's really effectively stealing great content and having the people that posted it really thank you for it. So number one, in terms of how to post other people's content, is make some slight changes to the headline. Don't go overboard in terms of changing the headline, but you're going to want to make like, for example, if the headline is, 10 ways to create great content, 10 ways to create great blog content, then you might change it to something along the lines of 10 great tips for your next blog post. Okay, so you're changing the headline a little bit to make it yours, make it your own a little bit, or you might just switch a couple of words around, but definitely I would highly recommend changing the headline. Okay, I have a 2-sentence blog post method, and this is exactly how you post it. So the first thing you do is write 1 sentence about what you liked about the article. Okay, and in the click-by-click we'll go through specifics here, but essentially what you liked about the article. I don't know what article we're talking about. We'll look at one when we go through the click-by-click, but this is the key component to getting people to love you for posting their content. Again, you're drafting off of thought leaders. You're effectively stealing other people's content and traffic and search engine results eventually, which is totally cool. But you're going to, in the method of doing this, you're going to get other people to thank you for it. And in the second sentence, again, it's a 2-sentence blog post. This one potentially could be a little bit under 100 words. That might be okay, because it's really 2 sentences, and the purpose is to get people to your site. With regards to other people's content, when you do your own content, I would definitely recommend 150 to 250 words, or maybe 300 at the maximum. It could be 350 at the maximum, but right in that range. But the 2-sentence blog post could be a little bit less, because really you're drafting off of other people's content. So what you like best about the article, what you like best about the author. This is classic How to Win Friends and Influence People from Dale Carnegie. What you're doing there is essentially getting the trust and you're getting your blog readers to trust you, because you're posting quality content. And the blog author who wrote the content originally, you're going to get them by using How to Win Friends and Influence People. You're going to tell them that you loved their article, and then you're going to tell them why you love them as an author. And that will open them up to likelihood of commenting on your blog and thanking you for directing people to their article. So again, this is when the light went on this method, it was phenomenal for me. Okay? Now here is a crazy ninja click the link strategy, and I say it's kind of crazy ninja because very few people would think about this. After you post other people's content on your blog, I want you to log back in as if you're a new person, read what you wrote, make sure it makes a lot of sense, and then click on the link, because you're always going to link back to the author and the article, right? So I want you to click on that link, and that will, in many cases, alert the person who you wrote the article, who you grabbed the other person's content from, that, hey, you know what, you not only like what they wrote, you like them, but you're actually driving some traffic to them, which is a big deal. I'm not saying it's going to be a ton of traffic. It doesn't have to be. But if they are like most people, they tend to check out their their analytics and things of that nature, and really dig in and find where their traffic is coming from. A lot of times you'll be able to pull in a comment from them as a result of clicking on that. So a little bit crazy ninja click strategy. And here's lastly, in terms of other people's content, here's the secret reason why I want you to post socially proven content from other thought leaders and trusted advisors in your niche. Gang, it's because I want you to read this content and learn from it on a daily basis. Again, once your prospects are put to bed, once you're done dialing, picking up the phone and creating relationships with people and building your team and things like that, and from the relationship side, I want you to dig in and maybe set a goal to read 5 or 10 blog posts a day. The average person in the world reads 3.4 blog posts a day. If you're going to get into and develop a business online as a trusted advisor and thought leader yourself, you need to dig in and read. And so my secret reason here is because you're going to learn so much information as a result of reading. You're going to get better at your niche. You're going to become a thought leader and a trusted advisor yourself. And here's what's going to happen. So you're going to continually post other people's content. You're going to read stuff that maybe you don't post, but you're learning from. And all of a sudden, that will spark more ideas for your own content. And what you might find early on in your blog is most of your content might be other people's content. And I'm not saying that because you do that to be lazy, but I'm saying that because you're learning about the niche as you go. And so as you progress as a blogger, I want you to consider really developing more of your own content versus the socially proven content. Because as you learn, maybe this might take months. It could take a year or more. It could take 2 years before you really get to the point where you are one of those thought leaders and trusted advisors. Again, you're going to utilize and provide that socially proven content, and then we're going to take it a step further and drive traffic to your site as a result of that socially proven content. We'll get into that in the traffic section. But this is all about being a thought leader and learning from other people. And as you do that, you're going to find that your own content is going to come easier. And you might pick an idea from one blogger, and you might pick an idea from another blogger, combine that with your idea, and all of a sudden you have an amazing blog post that people start to go crazy over. So that's my secret reason why I want you to post socially proven content, because I want you to read it. I want you to learn. I want this to be a process of getting better on a daily basis. Okay, so I am so excited about it. This is something that I really did not understand when I first started blogging, and this piece of the puzzle alone is frankly worth a lot of money to you. So I hope you enjoyed that. Now let's dig into creating your own content. Here's a giant list of places that you can find really ideas for your own content. Other blogs, books, magazines, movies, television, forums. Forums are big in a lot of different ways. Friends, you just Google your niche and see what comes up. Go to search.twitter.com and search for your niche. Check out Facebook. See what people are saying on Facebook. You can write reviews. You can do interviews. You can create lists. How about best of, how to, solve a problem. You're going to find that as you begin to especially post other people's content and maybe mixed in with your own, you're going to find people that comment on your blog about a particular subject that, sparks an idea for a blog post for you. I actually find a lot of blog posts ideas in my blog stats. I go to the stats and I see what is attracting people to my blog. What are they searching for? How are they finding my blog? What kind of keyword terms you can dig into? And in MLM blog code, we get into a lot of updating analytics on your site and get into that that being more crafty in terms of your blog stats and all of that thing, and really taking it to the next level. But overall, I mean, this is how you create your own content. Those are a bunch of different ways to do that. Now, here are the elements of a great blog post, and this goes back years. This is absolutely nothing new when it comes to blogging. This is really old school marketing, and I hope you get excited about this, because this is the fundamental elements of a great blog post. Okay, number one is you want to attract attention, and that usually is in the headline. Secondly, you want to maintain and gather interest. Third, you want to focus on the desire of your reader. And fourth, you want the reader to take some sort of action. Okay, and so that's the fundamentals of a blog post. Is really the fundamentals of marketing and sales overall. Get their attention, pique their interest, create desire, and put them into action. Okay, here is the fundamental pieces of the blog post. Again, those were the overwhelming thoughts that you wanted to put into the blog post, the basics. These are the pieces of the puzzle, if you will. So number one, a grabbing headline. And let's talk about the headline a little more. Here's the thing. Headlines I might sometimes spend almost as much time on the headline when I'm creating a blog post as I do creating the blog post, which is kind of interesting. Headlines can either launch you or bear you when it comes to your blog, okay? I mean, and this makes me wonder why, again, most people would spend 10 times the amount of time on their blog post and a very small amount of time on the headline. But it's just, the headline is so vital. And commonly, it's 90% of the effectiveness of your blog post. Okay, now that is, think about that related to an ad. The headline in a newspaper or a magazine, and I would study newspapers and magazines and things like that to see what kind of headlines they use in a lot of ways, because they're grabbing. Okay, so the grabbing headline is absolutely vital. I mean, here's a couple of crazy examples. I've got a secret. The law of attraction is a lie. I mean, and these come from Jonathan Fields, who wrote some great articles about how to create headlines that grab your readers. How I burned 600 calories a day blogging. Are your sleep habits making you fat, nasty, and dumb? These are some crazy blog headings, but frankly, they make you want to read them. Some other suggestions when it comes to blog headings is, include a number in your headline. And what I mean by that is, 7 ways to blank, 5 tips to blank, because people are really going to know exactly what they're going to get in that blog post. So here's the basics again. Grabbing headline, an intro paragraph. Basically, tell them what you're going to tell them. Here are my 5 most important tips when it comes to creating great blog content. And then you list number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and write a little bit about each one. Because if you do that, here's another cool thing with regards to creating a great blog post is subheadlines and numbers and bullet points can get you a long ways. Again, you might have a little bit longer blog post, but if you break it up with subheadlines and bullet points and numbers, then you will keep people intrigued, versus one massive paragraph of writing. Letters and words is a waste of your time and the reader's time as well too, because frankly in the ADD world that we live in, you're going to lose people. And then close with a warning. Like I said, if my thing is on creating great content, I might say, you know, if you are not out there looking at other ways to create great content, here are these 5 tips. You are missing the boat. What are you thinking? And it doesn't have to be exactly like that, but it's really a warning. Hey, if you don't do this, if you don't pay attention, if you are, you know, if you blank, if you don't blank, you are missing it. Something on the, and then a call to action. By the way, in addition to these 5 tips, I created a free report that you can get simply by clicking this link. Go get it now. That's your call to action, okay? You can do that in every single blog post. Now, not all of them are going to be exactly like this. Again, I gave you some information in terms of what, you know, your other people's content. So you're going to have a mix of different things. But again, this is a basic template that will get you a long ways. And that really concludes the creating great content section of MLM Blog Secrets. Hop on over to the click-by-click modules, and I will see you there. All right, welcome back to MLM Blog Secrets. My name is Ty Tribble. This is the click-by-click tutorial on creating content, and this portion is actually socially proven content, not your content, but other people's content. And so I'm going to give you an overview of like 3 of my top places to find great content. And then the second portion of this training, after we go through some of those, we're going to actually create a blog post based on that content. So without further ado, let's get the ball rolling. We're in the dashboard section of MLM Blog Code, which is should be roughly looking the same as your blog, but we're going to click on over, and basically I want you to find blogsearch.google.com. So www.blogsearch.google.com. And then, for example, what I'm gonna you would type something related to your basically your niche. And so what I'm going to do here is type blog marketing and click on search blogs. And now I should have some sites related to blog marketing. Now, first of all, you're going to find a handful of essentially the top sites that Google sees in terms of blogs on that subject, and then the articles here below. And notice what I'm going to show you, that there's a dozen, probably a minimum of 10 pages, but probably certainly more beyond that, of different articles related to blog marketing. So for example, get attention with your blog marketing expert. So I'm going to go over here and have a look at this and see if this is something I might want to use on my blog. So getting attention with your blog. This looks like a cool site. I've actually never been here. Not bad. Now notice I'm not here to critique this blog, but it's got a lot of things that we've talked about doing on your site. Okay, so here's your opt-in. You can subscribe to some different areas there. This is kind of their little area to subscribe, kind of like our social media subscription areas. And this is a very clean, simple blog. Some ads here. So they're driving traffic to some things that are important to them. Got a little video here, which is kind of cool up front, right there in their face. So getting attention with your blog. This, kind of a small article. I don't know if there's a ton of content. I'm not going to go through and read it all, but maybe you would find something else on this blog. Articles and testimonials. Obviously, they're selling a product probably, so there it is right there. But not a bad little blog. Okay, let's see. Blog marketing that gets results. Twitter, make money online blog. Let's see, information about blog marketing. Let's click on this one, everyday analysis. Okay, whenever I see a site like this is like a obvious click off, because there's absolutely nothing being done to that blog. So let me see here. Blog traffic services. I'm going to click on the next page. Using blogs for effective marketing online. Let's try that one. All right, so obviously looking to create some income with Google AdWords, probably, and that's Chitka, which is another Google AdWords like thing there. Probably not what I'm looking for in terms of, because remember, what you want to post is information from trusted sources, and you can kind of get an idea when you look at a site whether or not it is a trusted source. Like, okay, obviously this person has knows what they're doing. Look at their the number of readers they have on FeedBurner is 5,373 readers. That doesn't mean that they're getting 5,000 people a day checking out. It means 5,000 people have subscribed to their blog. That's a huge number. I can tell you, I don't know what exact MLM blog is, but certainly over 1,000 daily subscribers. And of course we get more traffic than that, but this is obviously a trusted source. So let's see. Playing good defense, taking advantage of turnovers. Okay, so what are they talking about here? It had to do with blog marketing and business. So if I was looking for some additional content, I would probably dig in and go through this blog a little bit more. But remember, this is one little niche topic that I put into Google blog search. There's hundreds of different topics you could put in, as well as dozens of pages and pages and pages of blog article posts on each little subject. So huge resource, Google blog search. The next resource I want to point out to you is Alltop, ALLTOP. That, in conjunction with Pop URLs, is one I've talked about on a couple of occasions. Let me show you what this is all about here. So Alltop basically is a site that lists all of the top blogs on a particular subject. Their front page is obviously, you can see there's a lot of different things here. I'm going to direct you to my Alltop, which is, I've already logged in, but what I've done is you're allowed to create your own Alltop, and we'll teach you how to do that in MLM blog code, how to create your own Alltop so you can log in and get the exact information that you're looking for. But meanwhile, this is my.alltop.com/TyTribble. So probably not a bad place to go if you're looking for content for your blog. Basically, my area of focus is blogs, blog marketing, online marketing, social media, Facebook, Twitter, not necessarily MySpace, but YouTube, that kind of thing. And then community building, things related to network marketing as a whole. The things that I can apply to my network marketing business and post on my blog that network marketers will relate to. So you can see there's a lot of different subjects here. I'm going to point out a couple of them. Social media today is one that I find always has great content. I'm waiting for it to come up here. Always find something here. Social media as a just-in-case strategy. 5 steps to social media success for nonprofits. There's always a ton of information here. The 8 ugly truths behind social media. This is actually a consortium of all kinds of different bloggers that write for social media today. So it's definitely a great trusted resource. Mashable is a great site. Chris Brogan, this is one. ChrisBrogan.com is a great one. This guy really has a good understanding of community and social media building. The guy posts videos. He's pretty incredible when it comes to his content here. Let's see here. Social media projects you could start today. Get this blog via Android and iPhone. I mean, it's just on and on and on. The ideas that you could gather from people like this, Chris Brogan, who's obvious thought leader. Look at his readers. 49,535 readers. I mean, that is an amazing number of readers. So very popular site. Social Mouths is one. This may not be the most popular site, but I absolutely love the content that this site brings to the table. And as we wait to bring it up here, this is just, it's a cool site. I love this guy. Who is this dude? And this is a guy who actually has commented on my blog in the past when I used the technique to find socially proven content, and he actually came back and said thanks for posting it. But there's a lot of great information on social media. Social media is obviously something that in terms of developing your network marketing business online, Facebook, Twitter are two areas that I would definitely look to learn more about. And lastly, but certainly not least, is MLMURLs.com. This is a site I specifically designed and brought to the table because I wanted you to have a really cool place to find information related to the network marketing and MLM industry. So you have this is a news aggregator, much like Pop URLs, a lot like Alltop, but everything on this front page is specifically MLM, and specifically chosen by me because I know that these resources provide great content. So without further, let's go through these. Like MLM Blog is one. Obviously, this is my site that's been in business for 7 years, roughly, since October of 2003. I guess 6.5 years. And basically, what you've got there is news, information. Occasionally, I'll post tips and things like that related to the network marketing industry. But you get a lot of cool stuff there. And then there's the Renegade Professional blog. This is a great site for training and not only getting ideas, but really, really digging in and learning. A couple of best MLM resources is a guy that is a tremendous blogger. He's been around a long time, probably nearly as long as I have when it comes to network marketing blogging. Great consortium of fantastic information. MLM Business Opportunity site is one that I really launched. I didn't really launch it, but I was the main blogger on this site that was launched by a guy by the name of Dane, who has a business opportunities site. So we launched a MLM section. It has a different author there today who writes, basically news related to network marketing. I occasionally go in and pop in and will write something, but not as active there as I once was, but still a good place to find updated information because, frankly, it is updated on a regular basis. Here's a handful of named bloggers that you're going to want to maybe get a look at, but head on over to MLM URLs and in order to find some great content. What I'm going to do here is there's a couple of different areas of MLM URLs. One is social media and the other is blogging, and these are areas that are not actually MLM specific, but since the topic is blogging here, we're going to click on blogging to see what comes up here. So you got Pro Blogger, Copy Blogger, and Online Marketing Blog. All of these are great places to find socially proven content. I'm going to click on 4 foundations of a successful blog at Pro Blogger. Pro Blogger is obviously a site that is huge when it comes to learning about blogging. It's been around a very, very long time, and it is really an amazing site. So let's dig in here. 4 foundations of a successful blog. Now remember, the purpose of this tutorial is to teach you how to utilize socially proven content and kind of repurpose it on your blog. So I'm going to minimize this window and go back to the dashboard of my blog. So if you're following along, feel free to pause and move on over or the best way to use this maybe to watch it one way through, clear through, and then go back and pause and then do follow the instructions from that point forward. So anyway, I don't even know if that even makes sense, but let's go to posts, and I'm going to click on add new, and here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go back and pull up that article again. So 4 foundations of a successful blog. Remember, the first point in terms of repurposing content, socially proven content, is to rewrite the subject line, okay, the headline. And so 4 foundations of a successful blog. I'm going to pause the video and write a headline in here so that that you can see what we're doing rather than just having me watch you watch me make mistakes typing again. So let's do that. Hang on a sec. I'm going to pause. All right, gang, I am back, and see that I kind of changed the headline here, 4 Keys to Long-Term Blogging Success. The original headline was 4 Foundations of a Successful Blog. So essentially I'm not copying it exactly, but I'm redoing it a little bit so it looks a little bit different. And really, if you can focus this headline on your individual reader, this is really what you want to do. I would make changes to the blog, not only to be a little bit different for the search engines to the headline, but I would also make those changes so that it focuses more on my MLM niche. So for example, I might even add MLM here. 4 Keys to Long-Term MLM Blogging Success. That's exactly what I would do, especially given our topic here. So let's look at the difference once again. 4 Foundations of a Successful Blog. And I repurposed that headline to say 4 Keys to Long-Term MLM Blogging Success. The next thing we're going to do is type the first sentence. And the first sentence is going to be what you like most about that blog article. So I'm going to pause the video once more, and I'll be back in a second with my sentence. All right, gang, I am back, and I've written basically a short blog article that utilizes other people's socially proven content. So this is obviously a big post from ProBlogger. And so now what I'm going to show you how to do is fill in the blanks when it comes to linking, and show you how to link to that other site. So right here, ProBlogger has an amazing blog post today listing the 4 keys to long-term blogging success. The foundations of blogging, according to ProBlogger, are content, promotion, community, and capture contacts. Excuse me. I'm a huge fan of Darren Rose. Remember, okay, so this is basically my first sentence, and I know it's not quite in first sentence form, but you get the idea. Okay, remember, first sentence is, what do you like about the blog post? Now, this one was really easy because it really had 4 key fundamentals. And so all I did was, remember, we talked about bullet points. Okay, so I made it really simple and easy for my blog readers to grasp. The foundations of blogging, according to ProBlogger, are content, promotion, community, and capture the contacts. Things I've already taught you a lot about. We're going to dig more into, obviously, community and capturing contacts and MLM blog code, but obviously content and promotion are 2 main focuses of MLM blog secrets. And then the second paragraph basically is what I like about ProBlogger or Darren Rose, the actual author. So I say, you know, basically I'm a huge fan of Darren Rose at ProBlogger. You can always count on great content and helpful tips. I highly recommend that you visit his site. Often, Darren also writes a blog about photography that you might be interested in. Now, this is a big key. If you know a little bit about the author, for example, ProBlogger, I know that Darren Rose seems to be, you know, that's probably his biggest site. But I think his first love might be photography, because he kind of talks about that fairly often as well too. I think he makes more money with ProBlogger, but photography might be his passion. And so if you know these things, if you give a little plug to his photography site like this, they're going to love you even more. Again, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Read the book. That's your next homework assignment, okay? So now I'm going to go back, after I've written this, I'm going to go back and fill in the blanks when it comes to linking. So ProBlogger has written an amazing blog post today. Amazing blog post today. I'm going to link back to that post to give proper credit. So I'm going to come back here, and at the top, see here, now this is a very, very long thing because it came through the RSS feed, but this is their URL. So copy that, go back, we're going to click on the little thing that looks like a link, a chain link. Remember, we did this earlier on, and I'm going to paste it and insert. Okay, now when someone clicks on that, they're going to get sent directly back to Darren Rose's ProBlogger. Okay, I'm also going to go down here, and I want to click on Darren also writes a blog about photography that you might be interested in. Then I say check it out here. So I'm going to go right there and come back here, and I know, as I just looked earlier, that Digital Photography School is his blog, obviously about digital photography. And I'm going to highlight that, Command C, go back and link that as well. All right, so now you have basically a little mini blog article on with other people's socially proven content. And here's what we're going to do in addition. We got to remember that one major thing that we have to do is include a image, right? So let's go find an image right now. I'm going to go over to Google, and we're doing this live on the spot. I'm just going to let the video roll, and I'm going to search for foundations, and then I'm going to click on images and see what we find. Let's see. I'm kind of looking for pillars as well. I'm going to research for pillars. So I'm really kind of looking for a picture that might show the foundation of a. This is kind of cool. Right here, Roman style pillars. All right. So that kind of looks like maybe the 4 pillars that I was kind of talking about. We're going to save image. I'm going to save it to my desktop. I'm going to remember now this 4 pillars to MLM blog success. So again, make sure you save it as something that might be searched in the future, especially related to your blog. We'll go back here. I'm going to click right here, which is upload and insert, add an image, right? Showed you how to add an image earlier, but this is just reinforcing what we were teaching you. I like to save the images on my desktop because that's really the best place I found to do it. So I'm going to go to desktop here. There it is. We're going to select it. It's crunching. Okay, there it is. Now, I like to, again, put it on the right. I like to get something in the medium area, and I'm going to insert it in terms of size of the picture. 224 by 300 is good. Anything under 300 I kind of like. That's kind of where I like to roll with that. And then I'm going to insert it into the post. And there you have it. Let's the next thing I want to do is make sure we add a category. Let's call this blogging. Oops, not bloggings. We're going to add that. Remember, again, making sure that if you didn't have a category that fits your post, feel free to add a new one. Now, again, post tags. Remember, we talked about tags as well. We'll hit tags a lot more in MLM blog code, but just for the sake of this, so we're gonna tag it MLM blog, comma MLM blog success, comma, let's say MLM blog secrets as well, just for fun. We're going to add that. And now I believe we're ready to publish. So let's publish this. And then we'll go take a peek at our blog site. All right, so here we go. 4 keys to long-term MLM blogging success. We just posted socially proven content on our site. It looks super professional. You would never know that we essentially drafted off of another thought leader for this blog post. This is content that is simply repurposed, and it looks like your own content. As a matter of fact, it is a lot of your own content, but essentially you're drafting off of this. Now, in the next section, in terms of how to drive traffic, we're going to take a blog post like this and show you exactly how to drive massive amounts of traffic because it's already socially proven. And we know that people that we're following on Twitter that are following us back will want to to get in touch with that kind of traffic. So again, our blog is coming together here, gang. Look how professional that looks. It's pretty darn amazing. So I will see you on the next click-by-click training video, which is actually going to be your own content. So I'll see you there. We'll teach you how to go right through step by step. I will see you in a second. All right, everyone, welcome back. My name is Ty Tribble. This is MLM Blog Secrets, and we're in the content section of MLM Blog Secrets, specifically your own content, creating a blog post from scratch. And I've done that, but here's what I want to let you know. First of all, the previous video showed you how to draft off of a thought leader in the blogging community. In other words, taking someone's socially proven content and repurposing it for your blog. And that was the 4 keys to long-term MLM blogging success. And just to go over this really quickly, I wanted to let you know that I actually got the idea for my personal blog post from this post. And specifically, in terms of the foundation of blogging according to ProBlogger are content, promotion, community, and capturing contacts. Now, here's 4 topics that I could write about on my blog. Now, it might take, obviously, if you're just getting started, it might take some research. Might take, for you, it might take purchasing MLM Blog Code, where we talk about these 4 fundamentals in more depth, and learning about it and studying it before you're ready to do this. But here's what's cool. There's 4 separate ideas for specific blog posts, and maybe you could take content and create a 5-part series. So you're talking about perhaps based on one little socially proven blog post that you posted on your blog, there could be a month's worth of blogging 5 days a week based on pulling ideas from one specific blog post. So remember, this is there's art and there's science, and part of this is science, to just look at what you've got in place, and that will spark ideas to post on to create blog posts. So I took the idea of content and created a blog post. And here it is. And so I thought, okay, content. What's the components of creating a piece of content for my blog from scratch? And I went back to the 5 key components that we went over earlier and in the PowerPoint presentation, and now of course we're in the click-by-click version. But here they are, 5 key components that will set your MLM blog posts apart from the crowd. And so let's dig in, and I'll show you what I did here. And so number 1 key component is a compelling headline. So what did I do? I created a compelling headline. I probably spent more time on the headline than I actually did in creating the whole piece of content here, because it was actually quite simple. I was simply going over some of the information that I'd already taught you, but repurposed that into a blog post. So that's number 1, compelling headline. As you can see, I think that's a compelling headline, not only from a search engine optimization standpoint, but also from a human emotion optimization perspective. In other words, that if my target audience is people who want to learn about MLM blogging, it says MLM blog right there. And then I'm talking about the ability to set your posts, your content on your blog apart from the crowd. In other words, you're going to be rising above the mediocrity in the blogging world as a result of reading this blog post. So we're appealing on an emotional level as well too. The introduction is where you want to really get your readers salivating for the meat of your blog post. It's where you want to tease them a little bit, and that's exactly what I did here. It says there are 5 key components to a great blog post. If you want to create raving blog fans who wait anxiously for your next blog update, these components are a great place to start. Again, intro, teasing them a little bit with the content of what's coming. The whole purpose of the intro is to get them to move on to the meat of your blog post, which is 3 to 4 useful tips. As you can see, here they are. I've got 5 areas here, useful tips, but again, this is outlining the 5 key components. Compelling headline, introduction, the 3 to 4 useful tips, This is again the meat of your blog post. Here you share your main content with the reader, give your reader the best you've got. And then you'll close with a warning. That's exactly what I did here. And then what that says is most bloggers follow no outline or format for their posts. Probably a huge reason why most blogs get no traffic, make no sales, and create no prospects. So I'm going, okay, if you follow these tips, you are going to be able to be opposite of those people that have no traffic, no sales, and no prospects. That's kind of what I'm relaying to the reader there. And lastly is the call to action. This is where you sell, gang. Don't be afraid to sell on your blog. And here's what I'm doing. I'm thanking them for visiting. And then the second thing I'm doing is if you're looking to learn more about blogging as a method to create traffic and money for your business, you can download 4 of my never seen before videos by clicking here. Of course, I would add a link there. Haven't done so. I would add a couple of links here, as a matter of fact, throughout this this blog post, as I showed you in some of the previous videos. But we're just getting into the components of a great blog post. Okay. And then, believe it or not, one of the videos contains one of the most effective marketing techniques that I've ever seen, and my 9-year-old son is the instructor. I'm creating a want, need, or desire for them to click that link and opt in for whatever I'm doing right there. Maybe it's my my newsletter, and so I would put in. You could actually, if you choose to, you could put an opt-in right here. Maybe I put a link to the 7 Great Lies of Network Marketing. Whatever the case may be, related to my information here, I'm going to sell them on clicking somewhere, or I might even sell them on opting in or becoming a friend on Facebook. But in most, as a writer on an MLM blog that is specifically designed as a home base online, as a place to get you to become a trusted advisor, as a place to begin to brand you as a leader and a thought leader in the industry of network marketing, internet marketing, and blogging, etc., you're going to want to further that movement. And the way to further that movement is to get people to follow you in one way, shape, or form, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, whether it's your opt-in list. That's where you sell it, right here. And so, gang, that is the basics of creating your own content. Again, we went over a lot of the different places to find ideas for your content. I happen to find this idea right within the socially proven content that I had previously posted. Maybe my next post would be on promotion, how to promote your blog, which is really the topic of the last phase of MLM Blog Secrets, which is driving traffic to your blog. I look forward to chatting with you on that training session. I'll see you soon.